Generating a photorealistic face is essentially a commodity. A few dollars and a decent prompt gets you a perfectly lit, detailed cinematic shot. But watch what happens the second that character opens their mouth. If the voice lacks emotion or the lip movements don't sync cleanly with the audio, the illusion breaks and your audience scrolls past. The problem right now isn't a lack of options. Creators are stalled by a fragmented landscape of dozens of standalone AI tools. To build a functional workflow, we have to group these tools into three distinct pillars of production: voice, music, and post-production. Stacking software based on social media hype doesn't work. You have to build a unified pipeline matched to your specific constraints, your available budget, your production speed, and the final visual quality. Let's look at the first pillar, voice generation. Your core trade-off here is always going to be balancing emotional fidelity against your scaling costs. ElevenLabs holds the advantage for unmatched emotional expression. When you have high-stakes drama scenes that require subtle vocal breaks or outright screaming, it delivers. However, those premium API costs accumulate fast. If you are producing dozens of short drama episodes a month, that expense becomes prohibitive quickly. This matrix shows where the alternatives sit. Fish and Minimax occupy the value tier, offering native Chinese fluency at a fraction of the cost. The concession is a narrower dynamic range. They hold up for dialogue, but compress during peak emotional outbursts. There is a third path. You can bypass subscription fees entirely by running open-source models locally. You get free, consistent voice cloning. But in exchange, you must manage steep technical requirements and own the local compute power. There is no universally perfect voice tool. Your choice depends on whether your production values peak dramatic moments, scalable budgets, or long-term IP consistency. The second pillar is AI music. The score drives the emotional undercurrent of a scene, dictating how the audience interprets the dialogue. Suno V4 is highly efficient here. It rapidly generates reliable song structures and extremely strong melodies with minimal prompting. The limitation with Suno is that if your text prompts lack highly specific emotional parameters, the output leans toward a generic, repetitive sound. Udio operates as the premium alternative. It provides higher raw audio fidelity, giving you much more granular control over the stylistic nuances. You have to decide if you want the structural reliability of Suno, or if you are willing to learn Udio's prompting system to precisely match your score to the script's timing. Finally, we hit post-production and the uncanny valley of lip-syncing. Rigid, robotic movements in a character's jaw instantly pull the viewer out of the story. Jianying Pro is the standard all-in-one fix. It automates your dubbing, generates your subtitles, and handles basic lip-syncing in one click. But relying exclusively on Jianying carries a risk. Its micro-expressions are relatively stiff, which severely damages the impact of emotional close-up shots. This chart maps out the post-production tension. Jianying is sitting here in the low-effort, medium immersion zone. To fix those micro-expressions, you bring in Live Portrait. It achieves realistic muscle movements and precise lip syncs, keeping audiences immersed. The trade-off is time. Live Portrait introduces a massive computational bottleneck, adding significant rendering time to every single shot you process. Post-production is your ultimate friction point. You have to make a definitive choice between rapid daily output and prestige visual immersion. To avoid gridlock, you need to map your tools directly to your business model. This decision tree outlines three distinct pipelines based on your production priority. The first profile is the high-volume mill. Your goal here is maximum output speed and low overhead. Your stack is Fish or Minimax for budget voice generation, Suno V4 for rapid music structuring, and Jianying to automate the final composite. The second profile is the Prestige Studio. You are prioritizing cinematic quality over rendering time. You equip ElevenLabs for high-emotion dialogue, Udio for scoring, and you mandate Live Portrait for all close-up lip syncs. The third profile is the tech-savvy Solo. You want zero subscription costs and strict IP consistency for recurring characters. You run the open-source GPT Sovets for voice cloning, and you rely heavily on AI agents to automate the routing between your local tools. Regardless of the stack you choose, you have to manually review your lip sync quality before you export. Do not rely entirely on automated alignment. Bad audio will instantly ruin the budget you spent on your visual generation. Choosing your audio pipeline is the single most critical decision you make before you start rendering.